Hi guys. Let's see. Okay, my family's been giving me a hard time because they're saying that maybe I'm in here just talking to myself instead of recording things for you guys. And you know, maybe on another day that might be correct, but I am actually recording something. So, anyhow, hey, how's everybody doing? Let's see. So I wanted to talk to you about the Dicom knee illustration. A few people had decided to do this illustration. I think it's a great project. I think you'll really enjoy it. And learning to work with the Dicom files is definitely very cool. So here's the Go Studio folder, and let me find. I just had it up. Apparently, I just closed it too. Oh goodness, gotta be here somewhere. Let's open it again. Here is the. There it was, right there. Here we go. Here is the project sheet for this illustration, and I just noticed that this says graphite line drawing on it. I think the original one we did in graphite, but this can be digital, it can be traditional. You can use whatever medium you want on this, and ignore the March 7th deadline. This was obviously last year's. I thought I had updated it, and I didn't update the due dates, so that kind of sucks. But I will try to get a new one up there with those fixes on it. But again, it doesn't have to be in graphite, and it's not due by March 7th, so those are the first two things. So the purpose of this, as medical illustrators, it is really not uncommon to be given an X-ray or a CT or an MRI and being asked to do what we call an interpretive drawing of that. A lot of times when I do these, they're used for court cases, and your typical person that might be on a jury maybe has seen very few X-rays or CTs or MRIs in their life, and they're kind of hard to understand. I even have trouble understanding them sometimes and have to play with them. And I have a radiologist friend that I send stuff to once in a while when they're really kind of hard to read. But it is a skill, being able to read these things. But what we do as illustrators, medical illustrators, is we turn these into drawings that go beside them or over top of the X-ray or the MRI and show what they're looking at. So usually I start off with just an exact tracing of the CT, MRI, X-ray, you get the idea. What we're going to do for this project is you can take it two different directions. We're going to do one of a healthy knee, and then the second one can be this broken tibia-fibula combo that's actually seen right on the Dicom we're going to work from. You can just go right from that, or you can choose to do this osteoarthritis version of it. Whichever one you choose. Let's see, did I put this in here? Where's it at? Alright, okay, here is a video on osteoarthritis. Here is just a general video on knee surgery. It's super cool. But here's some info on osteoarthritis. The broken bone, it will kind of speak for itself when I know we took a look at it the other day, but we'll take a look at it again. And talk you through the Radiant viewer, which is kind of a cool program that you need to be able to work with these files. So what we're looking for is a healthy knee, and then a broken or a diseased knee, and all the appropriate terminology. I believe somewhere on here it says an interior lateral view, which would be a front side, like a 3/4 view. That would be my recommended view for this, just to get the most bang for your buck out of what you can see. But if a posterior or simply an anterior or even a lateral view works best for what you're trying to show, then go for it. Talk to me about it, and we'll figure out a way for you to show what you need to show. Let's see, where are we going next? Okay, couple things you're going to need. Let me go back to the project folder first, and somewhere it's in here. There we go. There are PreClass Reading. There's just, these are neat. These are several, let me download this. several studies from some books that I scanned of drawings of the knee that's going to help you understand the anatomy of the knee. Usually we do a draw along before we start this project. But just going and looking at the geometry of the knee and understanding the structure of it is going to be really, really helpful. Nope, don't save it. Let's see what the next one. I won't go through all these. You can go through them yourselves. But they're cool. Oh, here's the next one. And again, it just kind of breaks down how the knee works, what the knee looks like. And they're kind of mechanical breakdowns, which is what I like about them. So you can really understand the structure. This is cool right here, this showing the joint. And there's Principles of Anatomy and Physiology. That's a different book than the one you have. It's a PDF. Let's see how long it takes to down. It's only 3 megs. I'll download real quick here. So this is a different book than the one you have, and it's just got a really neat section on joints. But it's got a great write-up. Let me get to it. It's got a couple great write-ups about the knee. So this will be a good document. Is that the only one? No, I thought there was something about just the knee joint. Just a second. There it is. So this has just great information about the knee. So I would come down here to page, looks like page 317 on, and look at that, is just amazing. That's from a cadaver, obviously. Great view of it. So 317 to 319 is not much, but read that section on the joints. That's a good one. But there's other things in here to read. I would take a look at those. And let's see. Knee reference images. Let's see what's in here. Oh, you're definitely going to want to look at this folder. There is in here. Let me open this somewhere else. It'll be easier to show you. Alright, here's all the images I wanted to show you. Let me crunch this over and get a little bit bigger. So, here's an x-ray of a knee. And if you're doing the osteoarthritis, this is the osteoarthritis. And it's this, like, it's the calcium growths on the bone that usually degrades the cartilage, and you kind of get bone rubbing on bone. So that's kind of what your osteoarthritis, a healthy knee, a diseased knee, is going to look like. And there's several in here. Here is an actual hip bone, a femur, sorry. I had collected most of these for an osteoarthritis piece that I did. This one, oh, you can see right there. You can see the growth on it. And that's a knee joint. Sorry, so these are gross. You can see that right here, the osteoarthritis on the shoulder joint. This is a scapula. And there's your humerus. It's the same image. I don't know why I have 2 of them. Here you can see kind of the bone on bone where the cartilage is broken down. But anyhow, go through these. That's a great one. Go through these. They're on. They're right here. Knee reference images that you can use. Go through those. But what we're first going to need to do for this project is you're going to need to download something called Radiant Viewer. The link is on the project sheet, radiantviewer.com, and it's a free download, and just hit download and install it. It's really quick and it's super easy. If you have a PC, so this is for Windows, alright? If you have a Mac and you want to do this, there are a couple different options. One is download Radiant. And then if you come to this, radiantviewer.com/videos, there are some how-to videos on how to make it work on a Mac. And it works really good, it's just you have to jump through a couple hoops, depending on if you're on the High Sierra or some other operating system. And I really don't know very much about Macs, and I apologize for that. I should probably learn a little bit more about them. But you can use Radiant Viewer on there. Another thing that you can use, the same type of program, is called Osirix Dicom Viewer. And Osirix is for PC or for Macintosh only, and you can't use it on PCs, which is why I don't, obviously why I don't use it. But you can come down here, and for the full version you have to pay. Don't do that. If you come over here, you can try Osirix Lite for free, and you can download Osirix Lite, and it does the same thing that the Radiant Viewer does. So 2 different programs basically do the same thing. So this one's for your PC, and Osirix-viewer.com is for your Mac, and you're going to want this Try Osirix Lite free download. And let's see, where else am I going with this? Free software, I don't need that. What is a Dicom file? If you type in what is a Dicom file, you're going to find out what it means when we say Dicom. And it's a special imaging add-on. It's a special way to, what do they even call it? File type, sorry. It's a special imaging file type for medical imaging. Digital Imaging and Communications in Medicine is what it stands for. We don't need that. Alright, we're back to here. Okay, so then what you're going to do once you get Radiant installed, you're going to need on the project this file, Dicom knee files. And this should take you to Google Drive. Come on. I'm not sure why that's being that way. We've been having some internet trouble, and I've been downloading this Ant. It's like 6 gigs. I was gonna try to open them for you guys, but it's in here. If you can't find it, if the Dicom files don't show up, let me know and I'll find another way to get them to you. Let's try this one. There it is, head and neck CT. The other one should come up like this. I'm not sure why it's not. Let's try one more time. Maybe I did something wrong. Oh, these are the individual. You don't want that. Go back to my drive. Go back one. I put the wrong link up. Alright, anonymized Dicom knee. And you should be able to click on that and download the whole folder. So what that's going to look like when you get it is... One of these says medical illustration. One of them says class projects. One of them says knee. Alright, they're just going to come in a folder like this. If I open it, you'll see it's all these separate images, and you can't view any of these because these are the Dicom files, and these are all the different layers. So there's like 623 of those dudes. Go up to the folder. Alright, here's the head that I showed you the other day. Here's the knee that we're going to be working with. Go up to that folder. Put this over here. That's not quite where I wanted you. I swear technology just really has it out for me right now. I'm not sure what the hell's going on. And then we are going to go in here, and wherever you put your Radiant, you're going to open your Radiant Viewer. And here's our Radiant Viewer. Get it a little bit lower. And then, yeah, I know, thank you. And then to open this, just take the entire folder and just drop it right on the program. Boom, there it is. It's really that simple. Don't drop the individual files, drop the whole folder onto, and the Osirix is going to work the same way. Let's see. So then once we get this open, these that say 1 or 2, these are like x-rays, and you can look at those. That's pretty amazing, the pins they put in there. Let's see if we have any more like that. Yeah, here's a side view. This is post-surgical. This is after they put all the hardware in to support the leg, this is the second drawing that I did. But what we want is to come up here to one of these two. I don't think it's really going to matter which one. And if you click on one of them and then you start scrolling, you're going to see that you're going to work your way down through the leg. So we're in the upper leg right now. There's your femur. There's that piece of hardware they put in. I'm going to keep scrolling. You see the muscles in the leg. Here's your hamstrings. some of the quads. And here's your kneecap, starting to come into view. Alright, we're getting towards the base of the, we're getting towards base. Here we go, we're getting, so the base of the femur, we're getting to the top of the tibia, here we go. And you can see the bone, how it's crushed. And we looked at this the other day, I know. And you can just keep scrolling down, so again, where's our kneecap? There's our kneecap, we leave our kneecap behind. We'll keep going down, down, down. Here's the tibia. And now here you start to see the fibula coming in. And it's crushed as well. And I don't remember what happened to this person, but it just was not pretty. And you can follow it down and see how far down that leg is crushed. Oh, and there, starts looking good again. You can also go, there is a side view where you can, oh, this is front to back. Sorry, this is, so we're in the back of the leg, heading towards the front of the leg. And you can kind of see the crush as it goes through. And just the side view. There's the side view. And again, you can scroll through. And what you're seeing is just little slices of this person. So go back up here to this top one called Bone 2.0. And click on the 3D volume rendering. And this is where we get our 3D model that you're going to want to work from. And what this has done, it's combined all these images, all these views together to create a 3D model. So if you click on the magnifying glass, you can zoom in and out. I'm going to zoom in on it. Of course, we get a phone call. Hang on. Go away. And then you can click on the adjust window. Just click on it once, and then come out and just with your mouse, right click, and then roll your mouse back and forth. And then you can, so here we can see the skin, the rods that were supporting it, all the way out to we're seeing the bandages. So that's what it looked like when it was splinted up. Get rid of those. Keep rolling through. And now we see the bone. And you can try different settings. You see airways that really won't show you any of the bone, but you get a good view of the leg and the bandages. It just picks up different tissue densities, and that's how it kind of decides what it's going to do. This angio, it just has good color. This is supposed to be showing blood vessels, but it works on this one too. And then if you grab this tool here, right here, 3D rotate, you can spin this around and you can take a good look at it. So whatever angle you want to draw it from, this would not be a good angle because you can't see the fibula. This would be a good angle. This would be a good angle too. That's not a bad angle right there either. And you can turn this around, see the hardware. But, so what I did on the one that I did for the lawyer is, for the legal case that I worked on, is I just printed this out. I just took some screenshots of it and took them into Photoshop and worked from those. Let's try this and try the 3D view, see if it's different. That's the better one. This one right here, the soft tissue one. So get rid of that one. I thought it didn't look quite right. If we zoom in, that looks really nice. And then you can rotate around it, and you can see the destruction, how the bone is just completely destroyed. And yeah. Okay, so that is the tool. That's what you're going to work from on this. And even for a healthy knee, you can start with this and then go do the anatomy, check up in the anatomy books, and make the right adjustments. Partly what you're seeing here is some of the tendon, which is why the kneecap looks so weird. So the kneecap's that's not the kneecap. Here's the kneecap, you see it in there. It's picking up some tissue here. I don't know if we can change any settings where we can see better or worse. You can see the kneecap now. But again, there's the whole leg. Different settings are going to give you different amounts that you can see. So that is how to play with that, and it should work in both of those programs, whether you're on a PC or a Mac. That's where you're going to start. And then you're going to have to do a bunch of research on the knee, and learn all about the knee and how to draw a healthy knee. And if you're going to do the osteoarthritis, you're going to have to research osteoarthritis and learn what that is, what causes it, how to draw it. What else about this? Oh, I wanted to try one other thing while we were kind of playing with this. We're only at 20 minutes, it's not too bad. I had downloaded, where'd it go? Not there. Anything else in there I needed? I don't think so. Let me try to find the one I downloaded this ant, and honestly, I haven't opened it at all yet. So let me grab it and see if downloads today. Ant right here, and we're gonna go extract all. Somewhere we're gonna say extract all. What the heck? This is why I never try to do things on the fly, because it doesn't work out. Yeah, no Dicom images found. It's a different file type than I thought it was. Well, anyhow, there was an ant. I have to figure out what program I can open it in. I thought we could open it in this one, but obviously we can't. So, what else? Anything else I want to tell you about this one? Let me look at those. And I think, here, I'll open this again. I think I had showed you the one that I had done for the lawyer. It was a series. I think I just have one of them pulled here. Oh, I did want to show you something about these illustrations, so hopefully it's got all the layers in here. Oh, it does have all the layers. Okay, so this is the knee that I did, and if let's turn some of these things off. Where do we go? Turn the bone off, turn the paint off. If I go up here, oh, that's my mask. Don't want that. Don't want that. Here it is. This is the first sketch. This is what I started with. So this was there's a before and after version of this. This was a ripped tendon, and we were showing pre-surgical and post-surgical. But this is the very first drawing, and how I started it, adding the sutures in one at a time. And again, I think I had mentioned I do almost everything on layers, because you just never know when people are going to want to add or take something away. And here's the hatching to get some more shading in on it. Went into Illustrator and did the lines as a vector lines and brought them into Photoshop. And why I started the painting in this layer, I don't know. Cartilage, knee cartilage. All right, here's the bone layer. And what I wanted to show you is, I put a couple of these on to get it real dark. All right, this right here, let's see if I take that and I move it over. Can't see it because I have it on as a soft light layer, but if I go to normal, this is concrete. So I got an image of concrete and I set up a mask around this bone, and I dropped that in. Let me go back a little bit. And I set it as a soft light, and it just was too soft, so I just kept adding layers until I got it where I wanted it. Just kind of played with it, but that added some of that bone texture without me having to go in and draw all these little bits of texture. And I will do that, I will often do that, is pick up, I think concrete makes a great bone texture. There's different textures you can use for fat, and depending on what you're drawing. A friend of mine used a one of those rice cakes, those dried rice cakes that you're supposed to be able to eat. Put peanut butter on them. They're really nasty, like little tiny tea coasters or whatever they are. Those rice cakes, and she scanned one of those and used that rice cake texture as fat and turned it yellow. It worked really, really well. So it's just kind of incredible the things you can find that will mimic the textures within the body. So, yeah, what you're going to look for is, let me open the other one. This one's the full one. That's not it. Well, here's the before and the after. I had project presentations. Here's the legal one. This is what I did with it. So here is the pre-surgical with the shattered bone, and I just took this right off of you see the MRI underneath it, added some color, and then I pulled it apart and did the full illustration of the piece. And again, the lawyer, they wanted the breaks to really stand out, so I had done them in a red, similar to this, and they asked me to do them in blue, because they just really wanted to stand out from the bone to really show the difference. And visually, I don't like it, but it's super effective for what their case was. And this is a post-surgical, right on top of, again, the MRI, the 3D model, and then this is just the drawing of it. So you're going to do a healthy knee as your pre, and a diseased or a broken knee as your post. So kind of depend on how you want to do that. But just a few examples for you. So I think that's enough to get you going. You know, try to get the files downloaded. If you have any problems, let me know, and I will get the Dicom files to you another way. There's a second Dicom set in there that was the head and neck. Back over here. Yeah, the head and neck. That was the one I showed you. It was like from the shoulders up to almost the top of the head. And I just put that one in just for you to play with. It's just kind of cool to look at. So if you have any questions, please email me or get on Slack and get in touch with me, and I'll help you get this started. All right, take care, guys.